Some good, some bad, just like every game. The first half plus half a quarter was, I think as good as we played, and then I felt like we could have played better after that. So some good, some bad.
A big part of the conversation heading into this game was Burton and the fact that you publicly endorsed him on Wednesday, and he was supposed to be a big part of the game plan, and then obviously Zach making him inactive. As the leader of the team and on offense, how do you help Burton along and get him going in the way that you need him to?
Yeah, he's, I think Jermaine's going to be a great player. He's just got to do the little things right. And he's a guy that you like his demeanor, you like his energy, you like how he practices hard. He's got a chance.
Do you specifically talk to him? Like, how do you help him specifically?
Yeah, we'll have discussions, and just like any young player, you're gonna try to help him along any way that you can. And as he gets older, he'll understand things in a different way. He's a young guy right now.
How frustrating is it? You called it a must-win game, obviously, with T out. How frustrating is it that someone doesn't put themselves in a position to be able to be available for a game like this?
We had guys step up today. We had guys get their first playing time and make their first catches and make some big time plays for us. So I was confident in the guys we had out there.
Mike Gesicki just told us that you are one type of quarterback in terms of your intensity, your competitiveness. Even when the scoreboard looks great, you have a different approach on the sideline. What is your approach? What's your mentality in a game like today?
I'm going to have my standard of play, and I'm going to have my idea of the standard of what we should live up to as an offense and coaching staff and myself and everybody. And when I feel like we live up to it, I'm going to let us know. And when I feel like we don't live up to it, I'm going to let us know too. We, like I said, good and bad today. So not any time to sit and dwell on the good we had today. It's a short week. We got to learn from the bad and move on.
You threw that fifth touchdown pass. You looked pissed. You didn't look very happy.
Well, we didn't exactly have a very good third quarter.
Is that, you seem pretty upset. Was that among those things? Like, what else did you not like about what happened there?
Yeah, there's just a combination of things that I felt like we didn't do good enough.
Knowing that you're playing on a short week, is that part of it? Part of you just have to instantly shift your focus?
Well, I think, yeah, that's part of it. I think also, I'm not just gonna ignore the bad and dwell on the great that we did today. I don't think that's a recipe for improvement. I don't think that's a recipe for getting better. I'm gonna be hard on myself. I'm gonna be hard on us to execute the way that I feel like we need to execute, and I feel like we didn't put ourselves in great positions in times of that game to finish it off the right way. We ended up doing it. Defense came up big, but I think we could have done better.
How much of that is just knowing what it takes to win a championship and the standard that requires, and having that probably top of mind always, even in games like today?
Yeah, I think just how this season has gone, knowing what's ahead of us, knowing what we're going to have to do to get back into this. One win isn't going to make or break our season, so I'm going to strive for perfection every day and every game. So until that happens, what's there to be happy about?
Did you feel like this would have been good enough to beat a better opponent today?
I don't know about that. It was good enough today.
You didn't have Zach. You didn't have Paul. How'd you protect? Was he playing too good a pass protection?
Yeah, for the most part, I think we did a good job there were some mental lapses there in the third quarter that we got to get cleaned up. But, I think we handled them for the most part all day. If somebody lost, they didn't give up on the play, and I was able to, slide and move in the pocket to find some space. So I think for the most part we were good today.
Without Jermaine, how big is it for Gesicki to have the game that he had today?
Yeah, Mike is going to continue to make plays, and he just continues to get open in zone, win versus man, make big-time catches, contested catches, continues to show why I have so much trust in him and continues to make plays for us. So his role is going to continue to increase.
Joe, I think there were 8 different pass catchers today from you. With T out, is it just, so much added pressure on tomorrow where you're just saying, I'm going to spread the ball all around?
That's just kind of how the game played out. They mix up their coverages a lot. And when you do that, it's hard for me pre-snap to understand where the ball is going to go. So I'm just reading and reacting. And with Max Crosby over there, you have to play the game quickly and process quickly and get the ball out. And so I was happy with how I did that today. I got sacked a couple times, 1 or 2 times, I'm not exactly sure, but those were different situations. But I think for the most part I read and reacted to the defense very efficiently today.
I think it was in the first quarter where you kind of slipped away from him, got that dump off, chased around, and then maybe turned around and said something to him. What was that conversation?
I just told him, ball's coming out quick today, Max. You're going to have to get back there a little faster.
Just saying to him after it played worse than the one he got flagged on was when he hugged you after, when he hugged you, said, look, I didn't touch him. Remember that?
Yeah, defensive linemen like to go up to the edge of what's allowed, and that's part of gamesmanship. That's part of football. He's trying to make me feel the heat, and that's something that I expect defensive players to do. That's smart. But I don't think his late hit was dirty at all. That's why quarterbacks, when you hear a whistle, you're supposed to throw it in the dirt so you don't get hit like that. I didn't hear the whistle, but that's exactly the reason why you see quarterbacks doing that.
Did you expect some offensive linemen to come to your defense there, or were you everybody just kind of confused as to what had happened there?
No, I wouldn't. We can't get a flag back. We got 15 yards on that play. But I don't blame him for that. That's football.
Joe, they come out and they score. How important was it for you guys to come down and answer like you did?
Yeah, I think, if we don't score a touchdown on a drive, I'm not going to be very happy for the rest of the year. I think that's our standard. We have to play the game that way. We have to expect that out of ourselves and live up to that.
You surprised you went for it on 4th?
No.
Why?
It's where we are, and specifically how they play. There's going to be completions if you can get the ball out quickly. And so I felt confident in that situation, especially, early in the game with, them having just gone down to score. It'd be tough to settle for a field goal in that situation, so I was happy we went for it.
There's been a lot of, going back to the offseason with players asking for trades, and Jamar not practicing during training camp, and then with Burton, there's been a lot of off-the-field stuff you guys have dealt with this year. Do you feel like the focus is where it needs to be inside the locker room?
Yeah, I would say it is. Things happen in the off-season, and, the good players and the great players know when to lock in and when it's time to go. The young guys got to learn that. I think the rookies are still adjusting to what an NFL season is like. It's not for the faint of heart. It's difficult and it's challenging and it's daunting, and it's tough to stay disciplined every single day with your routine and your process and taking care of your body and getting to meetings and putting in extra work and understanding what you have to do on every play. It's not easy. That's why you don't see everybody. There's not a ton of great players throughout the league, and the great ones know how to handle it.
Are you surprised that still exists at that level? You're halfway through the season.
I'm not sure I would say surprised. I think it's always an adjustment when you get to this schedule. It's not college. You're here early. You're here late a couple days, and then you got to do extra stuff outside the building to put yourself in a position to be great. And when it's an adjustment period when you first get into the league, and it's something you got to learn. Thanks, guys.
Here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.